Pat Olson alongside Jim Brovelli as we come your way inside the Martin Center up in Spokane, Washington. Little bit frigid outdoors here, single digits here today in Spokane. The Dons going through their shoot-around as they get set to take on the fourth-ranked Bulldogs tonight. And Jim, a challenge awaits USF here tonight, but it's an opportunity for this USF team.
Yeah, it sure is. You're playing against the number 4 team in the country, and when you look at this team with Perkins at the point guard, a fifth-year starter, and really understands the offense here and how to run it. And then you got Norvell in the off-guard position, and then you go with Tilly and Hashimura and Clark on the front line. Well, you know why they're number 4 in the country? Because they have a lot of talent. I'll tell you, that is a group. In fact, all 5 probably are going to be in the hunt to make all-conference here.
Yeah, it seems like everywhere we go when we see USF play Gonzaga, there's a line of about 10 or 12 NBA scouts, coming in to look at all these Gonzaga players. But, Jim, with that said, USF a year ago competed here. They were in the game late against Gonzaga, and we know that on the Hilltop earlier this year, they had a 2-point lead with under 4 minutes to go, and then Gonzaga ended the game on a run. So you'd think, at least from a mental standpoint, that USF knows they can play with this Gonzaga team.
Well, Kyle Smith and the coaching staff really do a great job of preparation. They've played Gonzaga very well over the last few years, and tonight won't be any exception whatsoever. They're going to play well because they're well prepared. But again, when you look at that talent with Gonzaga, it's very difficult whether you play home or away. And when you look at that USF game, at home against Gonzaga, 81-81 late in the game. And what Gonzaga does to you, and they do it so well, is they go on runs. And they happen to get in a run at the end of that game with 2 big threes that really turned that game around.
Jim, it's kind of a jumble now in the race for second place in the West Coast Conference, and you don't want to concede anything to Gonzaga, but they've kind of begun to separate themselves as the first place team. But you got BYU sitting 6-3, USF and St. Mary's 5-3, San Diego's right there. There's a lot of teams. In fact, there are a big group of teams bundled within 2 games of one another from 2nd right through 8th place. So it's going to be fun as we come down the stretch. Yeah,
each game is really important, because if you get knocked off on a game that you shouldn't get knocked off, well, that could drop you back from a 2nd place position down to a 4th place position. So you've got to be careful. You've got to take care of business on your own, regardless of what anyone else is doing. And hopefully you can win right along the way. And in the last week of the season, I believe 2nd place will be determined. And fortunately, USF has 2 home games in that last week.
And Jim, it's been a long time since USF has won a game here in this town.
Yeah.
Way back when you were head coach in the late 80s. Do you have any special advice? Do you have any memories of that victory here many years ago?
Oh, I've got great memories of that victory, no question about it. You coming up here at Gonzaga, even in those years, Pat, they were good, but not on a nationally ranked team, not on this level. But still, always difficult to play in the Northwest up here. But I can remember Mark McCaffrey and that group there where we won in that game up here. So it takes everything you have. You have to play a near-perfect game to win up here. And, upsets happen. You never know. So, USF will be ready to go tonight.
All right, you never know. Dons and Bulldogs tonight from right here inside the Martin Center. It's a good night for an indoor sporting event here in crisp and cold Spokane. We'll be along on the radio side, 5:45 for our pregame. It's a 6 p.m. tip-off here tonight in Spokane. With Jim Brovelli, Pat Olson, thanks for watching.